Oh, hello, and welcome to Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories most creepy and most pasta. Tonight we have My Summer Job, a Five Nights at Freddy's CreepyPasta. So for those of you just tuning in and want to know about wondering what CreepyPasta are, go Google it. And if you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, where have you been?
Under the same rock as me.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a computer game that was created by Scott Cawthon, and I think back in the summer of last year. And it's essentially just a jump scare game. Like, you're stuck in an office monitoring these screens in a Chuck E. Cheese knockoff. And, oh god, the animatronics are haunted and they're coming to get you. And you have to survive from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So that's pretty much the premise of the game. It's got this huge cult following and apparently merited a 2-month to 3-month period between sequels. The third one just being released very recently. The final one, supposedly, too. But, so they've all kind of been playing off the nostalgia and childhood memories of like a Chuck E. Cheese knockoff thing, mixed in with, oh god, it's haunted and creepy and horribleness. So, this is My Summer Job, which effectively is...
Which also takes place in November or something like that?
Yeah, it takes place in the fall. Yeah, I noticed that, eh? You noticed that too? Yeah, it says My Summer... Yeah, so...
Actually, I just realized it because it was like, you said My Summer Job, and I'm like, but...
Wait. We'll get into that. Effectively, the story is a play-by-play of the first game.
See, I didn't even know if... I view this as kind of like a fanfic of the game. It
kind of is, yeah, because, I mean,
because
there are
it gives
twists.
a story to what I assume is a largely storyless game.
It's storyless in terms of, like, what you're doing in the game, but, like, there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of, like, secret hidden lore in the game that he threw in.
Do you have backstory for the character?
You have, aside from his name and
exactly
where he what he worked and how much he got paid for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this
gives you that backstory. Yeah.
So that's why I kind of put it in the genre of fanfic.
Yeah.
Just because, you know,
it's somebody trying to give more depth to the player character.
Yeah.
So Mike Schmidt just gets out of college. He wants to go. He's got some extra money, but and he's living at his old parents' place, and he's looking around for jobs for the summer, and finds an opening at at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. So he goes he calls them up. They say he can start, no interview required or anything like that. He just needs his name and number, and you can start work in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apparently
everything about this is wrong.
Yeah,
and immediately, this is like
there's some shady.
Probably my biggest complaint with this pasta right away is that it doesn't seem to take place in a world where things happen the way
normally, where you would
real world things just don't matter to this author.
Yeah,
we've got months to hire someone for this position. Somehow we know it's going to be open then. And we're not going to interview you.
What's your name? Mike Schmidt? Okay, yeah, cool. How old are you? 21, 23, 21, whatever, I can't remember.
23.
Yeah, 23. All right, that's cool. You're good. Just show up.
Yeah,
watch the cameras for 8 hours?
Don't
7
even
hours?
6 hours.
6 sorry, yeah.
You don't even have to come in. Just I'll meet you
at the door with the keys.
Yeah.
No interview required to see if you're a criminal or whatever.
Yeah.
No liability requirements. I'm
going to leave you alone in my, legacy.
Being the owner of this fine establishment.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you alone in it for 6 hours. God knows what you're up to, because I won't.
Oh, and your mentor in quotes. Yeah, he's left some recordings for you, so you don't even have anybody else there with you training you the first day.
Yeah.
You're good.
Just completely...
Like, okay, I mean, I understand, like, if the author didn't know a lot about, like, getting employment, or, like, employment
then
things.
shouldn't have written this pasta
Probably
about
not.
getting or
Because-
having a job.
Because I figured that's why he wrote this, like, in this viewpoint, is so that, like, to give it kind of a more realistic tone, where, like, you find out what how Schmidt got the job in the first place, and
yes,
that stuff. But
and
yeah,
that
we don't
leaves
get
you
all.
and that leaves you with none of that.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get the job? Fucked if I know, because this isn't how.
Yeah, it just seems really shady. Like, if this is legit what happened, like, it's really shady what happened. Like, and I guess it helps the overall shadiness of the establishment, and I mean the fact that they have, like, creepy animatronics that can't disengage at night.
Yes, but at the same time, like, it's not shady. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's like, that's bad business practice. It's like, yeah, we need a replacement guy for security months in advance.
You know, sometime in 2030, Dente Rigamortis is going to need an intern. Send your name and your age
to aldenterigamortis@gmail.com.
And since this is in, 2030, I said, you know what, if you've got a child who is approximately 5 years of age, you think they're gonna need it, go ahead.
Sign them up. Oh, God. Yeah, no,
Like,
I get what you're saying. It's
How
just like,
stupid did I just sound?
pretty bad. So he does actually show some concern about the whole thing with that. It's too far away for him, but he does have some money saved up, so he thinks he can get by for the summer. Then why is it called summer job? Like, I didn't expect this to break me this fast, but it has.
We haven't even gotten to the first night.
Yeah, I know. We're like in the prelude. Like, Jesus. So he has a great summer, apparently, by the way. Or a decent summer, anyway. And then fall comes around November, and he goes in for his first night. And his boss, or a man is waiting outside the door, and he goes out to him, and it's the owner. And he hands him the keys.
Don't burn it down. Or burn it down. Fucked if I care.
And walks away.
This place is insured at the yin-yang.
Now, we should also mention that this dude really remembers Freddy's Fazbear's in a very good, positive light as a kid. So this kind of feels like a dream come true to him, being able to, like, be part of it, of the employment for it. So he goes in, reminisces a little bit, then goes to the back office where he sits and proceeds to play the game. And I'm not even, like, lying. Like, word for word, description for description, it's nights 1 through 5.
Yeah, I definitely got that feeling.
There are some slight differences, in only that the character in the story actually gets off of his ass to investigate just outside the door, or out in the hallway, before running back into the...
one time.
Yeah, one time.
One time this happened.
Yeah, we're not going to go into the whole thing, because, I mean, really, you could just watch a Let's Play of the games.
I did appreciate the, I'm assuming this is in the game, but the Pirate Cove.
Yeah, Pirate Cove's an actual place in the... Yeah.
Wait, no, I got confused. I was remembering Candle Cove.
Yeah.
I get my coves mixed up.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, so a couple of people have... Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people, like, try to, like, actually mix those two up. In the games, anyway. But, yeah, so...
Well, Candle Cove is all bunch of pirates.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the animatronics start stalking him, more and more of them anyways, as the nights go on.
And if they catch you, they'll assume you're an animatronic skeleton without a suit, and they'll stuff you into a suit, even though the suit is filled with animatronics, and thus...
And your
since
head
two
will break.
things cannot occupy the same place at the same time, you will be murderized.
Yes, intensely murderized.
That's
the head region.
That's why this is creepy.
Yeah.
And yet, somehow your eyes survive.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's in the game, because I think it's more or less because you can see this in most of the animatronics when they attack you. You can see 2 layers of teeth. You can see the teeth on the costume, and then you see the animatronics teeth.
Okay.
So it comes off as creepier. At least it did for a couple of us. It certainly did. I found it kind of annoying, or not unnerving, first time I watched a Let's Play of it.
I hear you, but I don't get, like, I'm not seeing that here,
Yeah.
so I don't care.
Exactly.
It just sounds silly.
In a couple of ways, the story of Five Nights at Freddy's is fairly silly. Like, if you don't have the context like of visuals, which is what it goes for.
But it's also a game about jump scares, so, I mean... Christ, if I look back at all of the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Streets that I enjoy, I don't want to count the silly moments in those. But, whereas this is... It doesn't have anything to do with jump scares.
No, it's all about trying to build the atmosphere of
Yeah.
Five Nights. And there is an atmosphere that's built because you're always wondering, like, when are they going to pop up? When are they going to pop up? And there is dark, again, like in the game, there is dark insinuation about what's going on. Like, there was 5 children murdered in this place, and that's what's haunting the animatronics. But they never mention it in this story. So.
Also, well, they mentioned the 5 kids.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But they mention it. It was a headline in a newspaper, and that is it.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, in the summer, or maybe even before the summer.
Yeah, like, as he was...
Yes,
like, yeah.
it was, like,
he was driving...
the day after he got the job by calling and saying, yes, I would like employment.
Yeah, and he was walking down the street and saw the Freddy's place, and then found an old newspaper and saw the article in it.
Exactly. So, yeah, like, it wasn't told as part of the story to create an atmosphere. It was brought up because it's in the game, or whatever,
Yeah, no.
And that was just, like...
This kind of screams fanfic / transcription of what took place in a game, which doesn't work all very well in most cases.
Well, and again, like Five Nights at Freddy's tries to play off a jump scare, and you can't have scare reading.
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's no way of doing it, unfortunately.
So it's just.
Although when he does run out of the office, like or down into the hallway, that was a pretty creepy moment. But again, no jump scare part. And there are creepy moments in this.
And only
it's just
creepy for you because you know you can't do that in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I'm like whatever because I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's and So you know what I mean? Like
I gotcha. So a couple of nights go by, and as he's going through the audio recordings, he sees, or one of I think the 4th night, the recording shows up that the guy who is telling him the instructions on what to do, gets killed by the animatronics himself on the phone. And then the next night, or that morning, he's pulled out of the office by the owner and his boss, and the cops are there because there's been a crime, like somebody's died. So the next night, the owner's there, and he just like straight up accuses Mike of murdering the other guy, because who else could do it? Like somebody broke in. There was no sign of breaking and entering. The animatronics, that's ridiculous.
And this is another instance where the real world just has no bearing on this story because that's not the job of boss/owner. That's the job of the police, and they would have done that. Yeah, they would have, thoroughly questioned this motherfucker.
Especially if he was there, like they just let him go. Like,
where's this guy? Move along, buddy, away from the yellow tape.
Who was that guy with the security
vest? That masked man? Sir, he wasn't wearing a mask. Who was that masked man? I am the chief of police. Call me Wiggin. That's right.
Yeah. Like there's just the person tried to write add some realistic depth to this this whole thing, but didn't do a thorough enough job with. So
tried to add realistic depth without knowing how things really work.
Yeah, like this guy would be freaking.
Or without caring about how things really work.
Yeah, it seemed more like he was just wanting to get he wanted to rewrite,
shoehorn something
into a rewrite of Five Nights.
This, and it should never have been. Yeah, like I'm super stoked for everyone who loves Five Nights at Freddy because you've got something you love and you care about. But I mean, they don't love it for the story. So why did someone write a story about it?
Yeah, like. Yeah, like if there had been I kind of wish I'd gone through and looked for some of the other stuff, because there was a couple of other pastas that were about like the hidden lore and stuff, but it just seemed like they were just going to recap the lore, which
this just did with the main gameplay. So.
Yeah, I guess we could have done that one. It would have been maybe a little bit better, or maybe a little bit worse. Who knows? But yeah, like it's not written horribly aside from the details that are missing.
Yeah, it is.
Or is it? I didn't think it was that badly written. Aside, like writing pro wise, but like
it's got a lot, like an unholy amount of just grammatical error, including my favorite your. Like, it's got the wrong your. Anytime that your is there, it's probably wrong.
Oh no!
And I mean, I might be exaggerating, but not by as much as I think I would have to be.
Okay.
And it's a recurring thing, and it irks me so bad because
yeah,
clearly you're writing a creepypasta, so you know what creepypastas are. So you're a citizen of the internet.
So you know
and every citizen of the internet should know by now the difference between your there, and there.
Yeah, or fear the criticism of the internet for messing that up.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's factor.
Well, for you anyway. I mean, I liked the idea that the guy was trying to go with. I mean, it was kind of boring to me because I already know what the whole gameplay. It's just the gameplay.
He didn't execute his idea at all.
I guess not.
Like,
he tried to make it realistic. He tried to add some realistic factors, but didn't add those realistic factors.
I appreciate the idea behind Prometheus trying to, do a prequel movie for the Aliens movies, but it wasn't realized, so I didn't like it. I don't call it a redeeming factor. Yeah, Ridley Scott, I'm looking.
I know you listen to this podcast. Okay, fair point. But yeah, so the bottom line for this one is that it ends with him like leaving his childhood memories behind with the job, because he realizes that it's actually just
the boss accuses him of murder, and then he doesn't show up to work for a week or something like that, and then he gets his pay, or no, a couple of days, and he gets his pay and a note, in the mail from the boss saying, "I know you did it," or whatever.
No,
you're
fired. He just said you're fired. Yeah, didn't even say you did it or anything.
Yeah, so. Like, that's the conviction of the...
of a small town.
That's the conviction of the owner, like, oh, you totally killed someone who I've probably known for years.
I've got no evidence.
I've got no evidence, but I still know you did it, but, 2 days later, here's your pay.
Yeah. Like...
Here's your pay, go away. You're fired. Really?
Okay. Yeah, like, it was just... Yeah, it could have been done better. If it had to be done at all. In this vein, I don't think it should have been done. Like, I think it should have been done differently. Like, use a different aspect of Five Nights.
I don't think it had to be done at all. Yeah. I personally think that using maybe one of the animatronics
like
as
maybe
your focal point,
yeah,
as opposed to the security guard. Because let's face it, that's
the one really comment on this that I actually noticed wasn't just like, oh man, I really want to play Five Nights at Freddy's now. Oh man, I'll download it, or I'll gift it to you on Steam. Like, literally, every other comment was that kind of thing, where they were just talking about the game itself and not the story. But the one comment that I saw that was actually about the story was like, oh man, I want to rewrite this so that it would be like, he quits the first or second day, but it doesn't stop there. Like, even though he's quit, like, they start stalking him at home or something like that. Or like he starts having nightmares of it. Or he wakes up at night at 12 o'clock in the office, like he can't escape it, kind of thing. Like, that would have been an interesting twist on it.
Yeah, that would have been a completely different story.
Yeah, and it would have maybe been more entertaining.
Couldn't have been less entertaining.
Like, as a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, there's a bit of charm to this story because it is essentially retelling the game. But at the same time, I haven't played the game myself, but I've already watched people play it. Like, I've watched Markiplier and PewDiePie play through the game several times, so I know what the story of Mike is. That's not why I come back to keep watching those videos. I go to those videos to see where what the hidden stuff is in the game. So yeah, this comes off kind of bland for even for a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, because if you're a fan, you already know the story.
And if you're not, then it's a poorly constructed story that goes nowhere. isn't grounded in reality
as much as they want it to be.
At all.
Yeah.
Not as much as they want it to be. Just at all. And yeah, like, I mean,
and why call it summer job?
Well, like, exactly. That's just
why did he have to wait? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, why did you have to wait so many months? Like, why couldn't you have just had this set in the summer? Like, or if you're not going to have it set in the summer, don't call it my summer job, because it's not your summer job, it's your autumn job.
Yeah, you did nothing in the summer. You didn't work. I mean, you did stuff, but you don't talk about it.
You were unemployed and had some money, like, from college. Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, I went into this wanting to like it. But as a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, it just comes off bland. And from the perspective of not really liking, or not, I don't know if you're not a fan of Five Nights.
I've never experienced Five Nights at Freddy's. I understand that it's a phenomenon. I know what it is. I know the gist of it, but I know nothing about the story or the lore.
Yeah.
I just know that I know about the gameplay. That's another thing that didn't translate into reality.
No.
The mechanics of the gameplay, like you have X amount of power.
Yeah.
That's not how things work.
I know.
You know, especially security. Like, most people, you know, security, it's kind of like, okay, here you go. Keep shit secure.
Well, the only reason, like, that's actually a mechanic in the game, actually, I recently watched a video of it, was because Scott Cawthon put that there for, so that you had to keep the doors open every night.
It keeps
it gives you insecurity because
exactly.
you have to, yeah.
It keeps the...
It's good for a game mechanic, but it sucks for a story in real...
Exactly, and I'm not here to gripe about the game because, you know, it works, like...
I'm just giving it, like, context.
I'm willing to accept things in a game, even if I haven't played it.
Yeah.
That add to, like, because the whole watching your power levels, that keeps the tension up, and that keeps you in the, you know, the danger zone if you're Archer. And, you know, that's a good place to be for that game because it keeps you tense, and then when they jump scare you, you jump.
Yeah.
Because you're already on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it leads to lots of falling down injuries.
Or a lot of really funny face cam shots.
But in this, it's just completely batshit crazy. Also, why do you have security when you literally have... What is it? 5 animatronics? 4 animatronic things that will move around and literally kill anyone who they find
from 12 to 6 a.m. because they stopped doing it between after those times or before and after those times. So
you catch the meaning?
Yeah.
Why is there a security guard? See, that's a question that this story has made me ask that the game never would have.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like it's just it. It's just another reason, like, why, like, the one thing I liked about this story was the fact that the character could actually move around, or actually got up once. However, it was only one time in the story, but, yeah, like, there's, again...
I don't
like,
even get why you like that. Who cares?
I think it's just because, like, in the game, like, itself, I always wanted the character to be able to move around. Like,
if you could, you would leave.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I suppose that is the case.
If you could, you would barricade the doors.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, that we're
if you could, you would grab a shotgun
and blow those second animatronics.
You'd be like, the machine uprising ends with you. Boom!
Down with haunted Skynet.
You will not be back.
Wow. Oh man. Okay, so
there's a reason your ass is glued to the chair in the game. Again,
it adds tension because you're stuck in a location, but it makes no sense otherwise. But again, that's the game, not the story.
Exactly, and you're supposed to be too engaged in the game to even ask that question.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's not engaging.
Like it should have. So
the fact that he can get up, get his ass out of the chair.
Why can't he just leave? Like
exactly.
dodge the animatronics. Like, he's a 23-year-old man. He should be able to dodge fucking...
He should pretty much be at the height of his physical conditioning.
Yeah.
Fucked if I can.
I mean, again, it is mentioned that the animatronics are haunted. So, I mean, there's a supernatural element to it. But, I mean, at the same time, like, they're animatronics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, so bottom line... it wasn't executed. It was executed in the wrong way. The story, like, it should have been done it should have taken an element from the game and made it and rolled with it.
It shouldn't have been a fanfic of.
It shouldn't have been a play-by-play fanfic.
It should have been a.
It should have taken something.
CreepyPasta about being that character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, because this is just not.
Like, it touches kind of on his psyche, but I mean, it should have focused.
No, it doesn't.
No. Like, there are parts of it where, like, it mentions like what he's feeling and stuff like that. But I think it would have been better just a big overhaul on the story. No.
Yes, but no. This you can't fix with an overhaul because it wouldn't be the same story anymore.
That's what I mean. Like, okay, fine. Then just.
But you know what I mean? Like
take this one, put this one, start a new one, and just rewrite it with a different like a different thing. Like, just make something different.
Exactly.
Is what we're getting at. Yeah.
Don't remake this. Don't rewrite this.
Put it aside.
Remove this. Destroy it. Burn it.
Yeah, like, bottom line, I guess, is what we're trying to get at, is that take elements from the game, don't do a play-by-play. Don't do your basic. Don't do a rundown.
Don't take something that relies on jump scares and try and write a creepypasta of it, because you can't get jump scares in a creepypasta.
In a written work, yeah. I mean, do something that builds atmosphere, like builds like tension, like narratively or like literary. Wow, I totally botched that. Okay, editing that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. And if we keep this going on long enough, you won't, because this is funny. Now you know I'm right.
So, I can't even recommend this, unfortunately. Like, after this discussion, I can't even recommend this for a fan of
this has
Five
no
Nights at Freddy's
redeeming qualities.
Yeah, like, honestly,
if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, play the fucking game.
Play the game or watch a Let's Play, because there are some awesome Let's Plays of this game.
Oh, I'm sure there's some great ones with, a webcam cap
of
the guy,
and then just watching his reaction when one of the monsters jumps up. Like,
yeah, so.
Yeah, or play it with your friends who are like who get scared really easily. That's
people like me who don't know what the fuck to expect, and they're like, "What the fuck was that bear doing there?"
Exactly, yeah. Or it's like, it's just stuff like that. Like, that's.
Why don't you have a gun?
Why are you sitting?
Why would they put you in this situation without arming you? What kind of assholes run this children's restaurant?
Oh, yeah, because it isn't even it's an American fucking establishment. You think the security guard would have a gun. But, alright, semantics.
Security guards often don't have guns.
They have batons or tasers.
Even tasers.
Okay, Maglite.
I want.
Large fucking Maglite.
Yeah, because,
Oh, man. Okay, so, I might edit this out, but, in the second game, so he removes the doors, your safety there, and tells you to put on a mask. Of a Freddy mask, so that it will confuse the animatronics that come near you.
Well, they'll think you're in a costume.
And the power level thing is your flashlight. Your flashlight runs out within a couple of hours. But it's your only way of like stopping some of the animatronics, because you have to flash it in their eyes, and their recognition is just, oh my god.
That's great, because flashlight batteries actually run out, whereas
a generator wouldn't.
Door locks. It's not a generator. It would be hooked up to the power grid.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
And if not the power grid, then the morphing grid.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, back to this train wreck of a discussion / story.
What are you talking about? My pop culture references are way more entertaining.
What would you recommend? How would you rate this? How would you recommend it?
Like I say, it has no redeeming qualities. I mean, honestly, the best quality about this is the fact that it's written shittily.
Fair enough.
Like, the bad writing, the poor grammar, and all of that is the best thing about it. And that's not a good thing.
It's like watching a car wreck, or a train wreck.
No, because at least then you got fire, and, smoke, and probably some dead bodies. This is paint drying. This is grass growing.
Yeah, it's bland.
Actually, yeah, it's more like grass growing, because paint drying, hey, at least you got paint fumes. You might see something.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was this week's episode of Al Dente. We did a Five Nights at Freddy's creepypasta
Look
thing.
at us. We are hip and with it.
Yes, we are. We have our hand on the pulse of pop culture, and it is dead. Anyway,
It's a little fatalist.
if you want to reach us, you can send us a message out onto our Twitters. We are at Review Cultist and Dr. Leviathan. We are on Kiwi6, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, and iTunes, as well as Facebook. So leave a comment in the comment section below wherever this gets posted. Send us a review on iTunes. That'd be awesome. You can also send us an email to aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigamortis@gmail.com, where you can also send us suggestions for other creepypastas on the show. And until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
And I've been your pop culture referencer, Dr. Leviathan.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.